Adventure Market has thousands of board games at discounted prices. Click the direct link below for Hey, That's My Fish or any other game. Hello my friends, it's the Game Boy Geek here. Today we are penguins. We are walking around the ice and we're going to be trying to move other penguins out of the way and get down and get those fish. But we got to be careful because we don't want to get cut off from everyone else stuck in the middle of nowhere. Today we're talking about Hey, That's My Fish. This game came out over 20 years ago now. And it's a classic abstract game, but it's a new version of this. So let's check it out. I'll see you on the other side. In Hey, That's My Fish, you're going to have penguins of a specific color, like purple. And you'll have a certain amount of these depending on the amount of players that are there. And here we have a 4-player game, so we have all 4 colors. And over the course of the game, you're going to be trying to collect fish. Each of these is going to be worth the amount of points of how many fish there are. 1 fish, 1 point, 2 fish, 2 points, 3 fish, 3 points. You're trying to collect the most fish at the end of the game to win. So here we have the board set up with 60 different tiles here, going with the 1, 2s, and 3s fishes. Now the good thing about this is a new production is they have this board where these tiles sit in, so they can't really slide anywhere. Big improvement over the older versions of this. And so here we have it. Now it does say that it's randomized, but if players decide they want to, they can sort of redistribute some of the 2 and 3 fish holes. Like this one has a bunch of 2s up here. If you want, you could, like, if everyone agrees, you just swap this with a more evenly distributed thing if you want. But then players are going to be placing their penguins to start the game, and this is a very strategic part as to how you start. Now you'll get a different amount of penguins depending on the players. So with 4 players, each player gets 2 penguins. But if you're playing like a 2-player game, then each of you get 4 penguins. So in a clockwise manner, you'll place them. And so this might be what the setup will look like. Now how it works going in clockwise is a player's going to pick one of their penguins, they're going to take it, they're going to move in a straight line as far as they want, and then they are going to take the tile they were on. Now with this one, it's 1 point essentially, but I love the production here because when you push it down here, it allows you to easily grab the tile, if you will. Now this made a hole. Now when you're moving, let's say it was Blue's turn here, you cannot pass over a hole, so they couldn't go like this. Now it also can't pass through any penguins, even their own. So like if this one wanted to move this way, it would have to stop here, can't move into here, can't move into here, can't move into here. And you can't change directions. You can't go like up here, then up here. So straight directions, can't pass anything that doesn't have fish on it, ice, and you can't pass any other penguins. That's literally the whole move of the game. So let's say this one goes here and goes like this. Now again, you're collecting those and you're putting them in front of yourself. You know, maybe now it's Yellow's turn. Maybe they decide just to go here because they're afraid of getting blocked off to this whole side of the board down here. And maybe Orange is sitting over here and they don't want to get blocked out. They want to kind of maybe try to cut this area off and get it all to themselves, or cut this corner off or something like this. But remember, whenever they leave somewhere, they're leaving, you know, things up. So this one might want to go here because they're going to be able to take this 3 points next, but then it's going to be a little bit harder. This might get cut off before they come back. So that's pretty much how it works. So like if purple moves here, takes this 3, now it's here. Now let's just assume the other guys move, but when it's Orange's turn, if he moves here, now he knows that he's just cut purple off from everything on the side of the board, because the next time he moves, he's going to pull this out. And so you're looking a move ahead, sometimes 2 or 3 moves ahead, trying to cut other people off, and that's pretty much the entire game how it works. And you'll just keep playing until you know, nobody can if you can't move any more of your penguins. You have to move one of your penguins if you can. If you can't, then you remove your penguins from the board and you're out of the game. Now if it's Blue's turn, they know that they have this whole island to themselves, so they don't even have to worry about moving this guy. He's going to get all of those pretty much. But this one, they're going to decide, if it's still Blue's turn, they got to decide, do I go here and take this one out, or do I go all the way here to get the 2 and take this one out? If they do that, now, you know, purple can kind of go like this, and at best case, this one's going to get this, and then purple's going to go like this, and then purple's going to get all the rest. So you can kind of look a little bit ahead and trying to figure out the right thing to do at the right time. But again, whoever has the most fish at the end is the winner. Yeah, this version here from Pretzel Games, a subsidy of Plan B Games, they did a great job on the production here. The sort of plastic board that fits together and then the tiles can fit on there is awesome, because it keeps the tiles from moving around, because without that you move the penguins around and the tiles would move and then it gets a little hard to see what the straight lines are. I love this. It keeps the tiles where they're supposed to be. The production's great. The penguins look awesome. And even when the tiles are in that container, it's really easy. They were smart about it. You just push your finger down and they come up. Great production of this. Keeping the tiles in place makes it an easier, it's just a more enjoyable experience. This is A simple abstract game with a good amount of depth. I mean, you're literally taking one of your penguins, moving in a straight line. You can't cross empty spots or pass, or other penguins block you, right? That's it. And you take the tile that you were on when you moved. That's it. Move, take the tile you're on, whole game. But the game has a ton of depth, even starting with your starting placements, trying to figure out where you're gonna go. I like that you're basically trying to figure out how to cut others off from the fish. And you're looking like, oh, if I go this way, I might get cut off this way, but then I have this many points possibly to me, but I'm splitting those with this person. Or if I go over here, I can get completely cut off from everybody and I only have 3 tiles left, but I have all those to myself. And I don't have to worry about, the tension of pushing, when to push for those. This game's all about timing and trying to decide where people might go and, which penguin should you move where and when, and the pressure of when you really need to go move this penguin. You're not really ready, you don't really want to move them over there because you might get cut off, but you gotta, because if you're not, this person might get it. This game has got some great timing aspect, and it's tense, it's fun, even though it's like a little kid's game. This is a kid's game. I would consider it a kid's game. It's ages 8 and up. So it is a kid's game, but adults like it too. Not only do they like playing it with the kids, but even myself, I want to get a quick, easy, abstract game in that we can play somewhat casually, but at the same time, there's still a lot of thought in there. I would play this with other gamer adults. It's just a great filler. It's a reason why it keeps getting reprinted, because the game is excellent. The game has no luck. This is a no-luck strategy game, abstract game, but the only luck there is that randomized setup. And that's going to keep it fresh because there is no luck. And you get to say where you start. And that's different because every game is going to be different because every player is placing each one of the penguins one at a time into the starting areas. Strategy starts right away. But that randomized setup I love because it's going to make every game really feel different. It's a fantastic game. It's no reason why it's been so popular for so long. Negative side of things. This is a no-luck abstract, and those can be unforgiving. Meaning, if you've played the game 10 times and you're playing it with somebody else that hasn't, you're going to destroy them, or you're going to need to take it easy and sort of teach them the game for a handful of times before they can start to be competitive. And that's the same thing with all no-luck abstract strategy games. Same thing here, but once you're at the same level, the game's going to be great. So it does have that higher sort of barrier of entry to be competitive, even though it's simple. Also, the higher player counts, the 4 level there, it's definitely more chaotic, harder to plan. You don't have as many penguins and options to move, and you kind of have to put more of your eggs all in one basket. I find the smaller player counts better. I love this as a 2-player game. It's great with 3 as well. 4 it's not quite as good, but I still would never turn down a 4-player game because it's so short, it's so awesome. It's a great filler game. And the last thing is the game, you're blocking people, you're pushing people out of the way. Essentially, this game is very mean. If you don't like conflict-oriented abstract games, if you don't like cutting people off, you don't like having to be mean to somebody else, you're not going to like this game. But with all that being said, if you think you like this thing, then you'll probably know by now. If you do, fantastic abstract game. This has been the Game Boy Geek, breaking down barriers, growing relationships with board games by helping you buy the next one you love. Game Toppers upgrades every game you play, and if you missed their 4.0 Kickstarter, you can still late pledge and take advantage of over 40 unlocked stretch goals and early fulfillment. This campaign featured a new Young Sherlock table, perfect for children's gaming, and movable coffee table, 10 new thematic mats by top artists like Vincent Dutray, a new designer art series Minecraft topper with thematic art from Brent Woodside, and some of the best package deals they've had, including game mat bundles. Go to GameToppersLLC.com or click the link below to late pledge now.